What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Bry2J Presents. I'm your host, Bry2J, and today I'm presenting Marcus Fenix from Gears of War 5. Or 4, or 3, or 2, or 1. But, well, you'll see why I say that. Anyway, so here's Marcus Fenix, and I have to say, I really like this figure. I saw the prototype in February at Toy Fair, and I knew that I had to get this figure. And I waited, and then there was that vintage card color thing that came out. And it was like, I kind of want the classic look, because I'm a classic Gears of War fan. Sadly, I've yet to play 4 and 5. That's because after 3, I went to PlayStation, and then, life happened and stuff. And I have not yet played 4 and 5, okay? So, I promise. It's on the list of many things to do. But, let's get talking about the figure. As you can see, I got this really cool little backdrop behind him, and that's actually inside the box that Storm provides. I just really like the way it looks. It kind of brings out all the colors in the figure, Everything from the blue light paint on the top to the blood splatter on the Lancer. But I'm going to move this out of the way for the time being, so I'm sorry. And you got my ugly white backdrop, which I really need to replace. In fact, let me add a little bit more light so we can see this figure going. That should be about right. So yeah, this figure is dope as F. I don't like to curse on my channel because I know young kids like to watch. So, anyway, this is a great looking figure, and I'm really impressed. I think Storm did a great job. So, Storm Collectibles, they're one of those companies where I do not own a lot of, okay? I own, like, 3 or 4 Street Fighter figures, and then Marcus and Cole. And that's because Storm makes so many figures. One, I don't have that kind of money, space, or, they also make things that, I don't want to collect, like Mortal Kombat. Sure, I liked the games growing up, but not enough where I'm going to buy the figure, But I knew I had to get Marcus because I love at least the first 3 Gears of War games. So yeah, right now I have Marcus sporting that really aged, rugged, tired, weathered beard head sculpt that he has right out of the box. I have him rocking the Lancer, which is Gen 1, and the snub pistol on his hip. Now, before I get talking more about the accessories, I want to show you the really cool feature that they included with this figure, and that is a magnet both in the gun and on the hip. And as you see, it just goes right on. There's no blue tack, no hidden wires. It's just perfect. And it holds fairly well, too, and I think that's really cool. But for now, we're going to take the gun off the hip. And we're going to take the Lancer out of his hands. Alright. And I'll show you guys more about the accessories and stuff when I get more into the accessories portion. So yeah, here is Marcus. Here is tired, weathered, scarred, broken, rebuilt, angry, you name the emotion, you guys know. So yeah, this is that version of Marcus that we get. Really solid figure. I am super happy with this, the way it turned out. This is short. Figure technology has come a long way in the last 10 years, no? But this is kind of what I wish we got with the old ones. Were they NECA? Were they McFarlane? I don't remember. But those were great, but they broke pretty much right out of the package. So, and this is why I'm confused with which company. Anyway, so here's a really cool look. Alright, so I got this figure in just a neutral pose, and he just looks mad, and that's awesome. But yeah, I'll show you guys the detailing. So, you can see he has the cog with the skull there. He has the cog logo on the belt buckle. He has a little bit of blue paint scattered throughout on the chest area, and then over here it's a little bit more vibrant because in the game this is what lights up, and that's really cool that they added that detail. And there's the head. There's that rugged, mean broken, angry, you know, like all the stuff I said before. Looks really cool. I like the way they did the paint job, and the bandana looks really good too. And all in all, it's just a really, really solid figure. Now, for certain parts of this figure, they're rubbery plastic, and that's to help you pose things around. And then there's other areas, which you probably saw me adjust the belt before, that float. And floating can be a bit of an annoyance, but I get it because you need it for certain things. The things that float, and this happened early by accident. I did not realize that these things shift side to side, as I thought it broke mid original take of a review. So these things do shift side to side, so it doesn't look out of place when you pose your figure, and that's really awesome. Belt, already noted. These wrist guards, they shift as well, and the shin guards also. So the one on my right leg always shifts up more than the one on the left, but whatever. Yeah, really, really cool. So got this figure at Comic-Con, and I'm stoked. So yeah, texture on the pants. It's not just a flat finish. There's actually texture and pattern, which is really, really cool. The grays and the browns and the blacks and the blues and everything meshes together really, really well with this figure. Alright, so next up, articulation. So fair warning really quickly with this head, and it happened on my buddy X-Manny87's vintage color figure. The head, the ball peg system that's in here, when he did it with his, the whole system came out, and he had to basically pop his figure apart and put it back together every single head swap. It happened with this one, as I don't have the vintage color figure, because I figure it is the same body, just different paint. And so therefore my head is on, but it's not perfectly on, because I don't want to have to keep rebuilding my figure. So right now I got, you know, the default head on, as I noted before, many times before. And the articulation for that, you can swivel all the way around. Looks down about that far, back only about that far. But it's okay. The arms can go out all the way. Again, these things float back and forth or side to side. Arms can definitely go all the way around, but because mine is extremely tight, I don't want to risk breaking, as I already have bad luck with Marcus Fenix figures. And always the arms. I'm not going to do that until I properly give it hot water therapy. You do have bicep swivel. There is double jointed elbows, which only go in about that far, but it works for the figure with gun holding and stuff. The wrist peg is a ball and peg system like we get with every other Storm Collectibles figure. There is some rocker on the side. Oh, there goes the head. So we'll just put that back. With the extra diaphragm joint, there is some solid crunching. And that is really, really cool, because you figure a figure this big, a figure this big should not be able to do that dynamic pose, but you can. Legs, he has them, yes. He kicks out forward that far, back about that far. There is a hidden swivel. There is no drop down method if that's what you're looking for. Oh yeah, also waist articulation. Double jointed knees. Top of the boot rotates. Swivel for the beautiful ankle rocker. And toe hinge. So there is a decent amount of articulation with Marcus. Now that I've rambled on about articulation and stuff, let me show you accessories. So really quickly, let me talk about the accessories that Marcus comes with. As you see here, we got the really nicely painted and sculpted snub pistol with the metallic blue paint for the lights. And this looks really, really awesome. And wow, I really do love that magnetic feature. But yeah, this looks really, really awesome. And there's some nice weight to it. It's not, you know, it doesn't seem flimsy or whatnot. Really, really cool though. Next up, we have the shotgun. This really nice blue paint with the nice orange copper-ish color for these shells. Again, nice paint and detail. This looks really, really cool and looks really like it's straight out of the game, and I do like this metallic gunmetal. Next up, we have Lancer Generation 1 with the nice metallic paint for the chainsaw and the blood splatter, the blue dots for the light up feature in the gun as well. And this looks fantastic. If your Lancer is warped out of the box, just take a little bit of hot water and then cold water, and it's typically in the barrel. Just, fix it. It takes all of a few seconds and you're good. But again, really nice sculpt and paint. Lastly, for guns, we have Lancer Generation 2, and as you can see, the difference between Generation 1 and 2 is that 2 just looks heavier, and it also has a more like shoulder stock over here, where this does not. And again, beautiful blood splatter up onto the barrel, and mine is a little bit warped, but I'll handle that. And this looks really, really cool. Nicely, nicely done. Last weapon he comes with is Dom's knife. I forget if he got it from Dom after Dom sacrificed himself, or this was given before in part 3. This is just a great looking piece. Sadly, no storage though. This, I guess, is just like a totem, Yeah. Now, really quickly, before I get into the body part options, there is unfortunately no magnet in here at all, so you can't do the awesome Gears of War full-on, weapon storage. Bit of a bummer, bit of a letdown, but it's not a big deal. Move Marcus back out of the way. Move his guns out of the way. So, next up for head sculpts, I don't know if I pointed this out before, but the bandana has that beautiful logo, and you can see this is the head without it. And this just looks like a great head sculpt regardless. I kind of want to see this used on another figure at some point. But the scarring's done really well, and just the beard and everything about this looks really, really good. And now I'm going to leave Marcus here for just a second, because I want to break out young Marcus. That's right. We got young Marcus Fenix, and this is what sold me at Toy Fair, was this. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this, and that's going to stay. Because this is my version of Marcus. So yeah, I think this looks really, really good. And just the scarring and the young man head, but he's still weathered and tired and such. It's great. And then lastly, for hands, you saw in the beginning of the video and the rest of the video, he has on the Lancer holding hands, trigger, and holding. He comes with a pair of default fists out of the box. And these look really, really good. Move out of the way so you let me focus. There we go. Looks really, really good. You get a pair of pointing / trigger safety hands right here. Really quickly, just do this. And so you can see what I'm talking about. It's done where you got safety. And that looks really cool as well. And then the last are some grip hands right here for the shotgun, and I think Lancer 2, I think. Anyway, so that's it on my review of Marcus Fenix. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Big shout out to my Inner City Geeks family, as you could eventually find this on innercitygeeks.com. And also a big shout out to the ACBA. And yeah, please leave a like, comment, share, subscribe, and follow me on all social media goodness. It's mostly Bry_2J, both Instagram and Twitter. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.